All right, let's talk about Travis Hunter of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who played about two-thirds of the snaps on both offense and defense in this game. So we finally got to see that game of him being the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL, perhaps. Well, not quite. Let's get into what happened. First, we're going to start off with receiving, which was the worst of the two. I thought just a lot of stuff like this, where you see him on this play, he's going to be in motion from the offense's left to the offense's right against man coverage. Lawrence takes a snap, and really just Cincinnati's all over this. Again, there's only so much you can do. I mean, you run your route, the defender gets there in time, like, it is what it is. But ultimately, I think this is a lot of what you saw throughout the game when I was watching him, was just him not being open a ton. Wasn't getting consistent separation in the receiving game. No worries for Jacksonville. They still ended up scoring a touchdown on this play. Just one route of many, but still, Hunter was the first read on that play, a first read that ultimately did not get found due to him, it got found, but he wasn't open is what I mean. Also, this play over here, you see he's going to go up and block that player at the next level. Again, sorry about some of the, if it's hard to see exactly where he is, trust me, I went through the same issue. It's very difficult to see the numbers given the lighting in the white jerseys. It's hard to read it, but in fact, especially on defense, like early on in this game, there were plays I'm like, I don't know where he is on the field, so I just couldn't use those plays. So I had to do what I could, but I still think I got at least most of his snaps. Anyway, see, gonna be a blocking play right here, and as you see, this is just not a very well made block. There was some concerns about his weight or lack thereof, and you see, I mean, that's just not what you want to have happen on that play. So definitely you're gonna have to, he's not a great blocker. That's just not going to be part of his game, you would assume. Also, we should talk about this. He was targeted on an interception, so I don't really think this is his fault too much, but we can still bring it up. It's going to essentially become it's a one-on-one matchup. He's going towards the outside right here. Lawrence takes a snap, and Lawrence is going to get hit as he's thrown. So you see how, Hunter's trying to finish his route, get towards the corner of the end zone. The defensive player who was watching the quarterback the whole way, he kind of gets an advantage here where he can read the ball quicker than Hunter can. Because of this, it ultimately is an interception. You could try and blame Hunter and say, well, if he got more separation, this wouldn't be a problem, but I don't really think this is on Hunter at all. Just unfortunate that he got targeted on the interception. Really, just if that throw is further, then Hunter has a chance. Of course, doesn't mean he's guaranteed to catch it just because he got past the defender. Part of why he got past the defender was because the defender saw the ball and stepped up. So ultimately kind of not his fault, but we got targeted on a pick, so I figured I'd at least bring it up. We did see this, which is going to be a wide receiver screen, which, hey, let's get the ball in Travis Hunter's hands, right? That totally makes sense. Try to target him if you can. He was so electric with the ball in his hands in college. Here, Lawrence is going to take the snap, and he flips it to Hunter. Hunter does a fine job on this play. Nothing crazy, right? But, a fine job. So at least you're finding a way for him to be impactful in the passing game to some degree. But ultimately, there just isn't a ton. He's just not that impactful right now in the passing game. So that's an issue, and I don't know exactly how to fix it. But as of right now, for the receiving, he has just not lived up to the billing through, two games, really. So it's hard to say too much, but yeah. I will say, on the flip side of the ball, let's go over here. This is going to be a disguise, so it's set up as though it's cover 3. He's going to end up playing safety on this. Part of what made this so difficult for me to figure out where he was on every play defensively is, at least a receiver, he's kind of lining up on the same spot more often than not. Here, he would line up everywhere, so it was even more difficult. I have to watch every play at least twice to figure out where he was, but he's going to end up ultimately playing safety here. This play begins. I believe this is still Burrow in the game at this point. And you see there is some space here, right? This is not bad defense by Travis Hunter. Usually, they say that the corner on this play, which is not Travis Hunter, he's playing safety. The corner on this play, you want to cover 5 to 15 yards down the field. But here, the corner is just nowhere near that. It's still probably about 7 yards, further behind him that is being left uncovered. So because of that, there's a window here for this to be complete for Cincinnati. But when this throw is made, watch Travis Hunter show that just explosiveness. He goes through and he's able to, again, I don't know if that was going to be complete either way, but he's able to show what he can do. The quickness to get over there and help make that a contested play was really impressive. And I did think that he was really good as a corner in this game. Like this play, nothing too fancy, but he is going to be one-on-one against Jamar Chase. That's not the easiest thing in the world. Watch what happens. Look, Chase kind of running more of just a quick route, but nothing's going there. Travis Hunter makes it look easy a little bit, able to cover up the elite wide receiver on that play. Just one play, but ultimately that's still impressive. This play as well, it's once again Jamar Chase, and he's outside corner Travis Hunter on this one. It is a zone coverage concept, but watch what happens. This play is going to begin, and you see, Chase not giving away what he's doing. He's going to try and cut towards the outside on this play, and watch just how well Hunter stays with him. I mean, look, he's there the whole way. So when Travis Hunter's on the field, there's no separation. Whether it's offense or defense, he's not giving up much of anything for the most part. There were a couple of negatives you could look towards. This play, the Jaguars are selling as though it's man coverage, but they're actually going to drop back into zone on this play, and it's a bit tricky. Watch what happens. This play begins. You see where Hunter is. He's kind of going with T. Higgins, trying to make sure that he doesn't leave Higgins wide open, and it's difficult. Again, this is part of where only having half of the reps on each side can hurt you, where you don't get the practice fully, you don't get the communication down. Ideally, you either want to switch or fight through this. The linebacker looks like he's prepared for a switch, whereas Hunter's taking too many steps towards the middle. When this throw goes to the outside, it ends up being a pretty decent size completion on that play in Hunter's direction. That's not a talent thing, that's a communication thing. But again, when you're only playing, when you're only in practice for half of the time on defense, well, then these communication things can happen. This is why some people feel as though the both sides thing isn't going to work out so well. And then the other major negative, which really mostly in just a huge spot, we're going to use broadcast footage for this because I wanted to get a bit of a more zoomed in angle here. But you see it's a 4th down and 5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Jaguars get a stop here. The game isn't technically over because the Bengals have all their timeouts, but you're in a great spot to win the game. Jake Browning's going to take the snap. He looks in Issa Voss's direction against Travis Hunter, and Hunter isn't giving up much separation. The one critique of this play, though, is his head is turned away from the football, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But the issue is that the receiver can play the ball, whereas you as a corner can't play the ball. And so watch what happens as this throws to the inside. Watch as Issa Voss is going to kind of go more towards the middle of the field and kind of runs into Hunter. But because the ball is in that direction, he's playing the ball, and Hunter, who is not playing the ball, gets in his way, making that a penalty. Yes, it's annoying as a corner, but ultimately if you get yourself in that position, then that can happen. That allowed the Bengals to keep the drive alive. They scored a touchdown and won the game. So some critiques there, but ultimately this was a very strong game corner-wise for Travis Hunter. He's still not getting much separation as a receiver, but part of the value of drafting someone like Travis Hunter is that you essentially get two swings, right? He could be a great receiver or he could be a great corner. He's playing well at the corner position. Some young player mistakes, but he's playing well. To me, I think I really want to have him focus at corner because I think that's where, a lot of us, including myself, felt as though that's where he would be best entering the season. I know they want a receiver to help Lawrence, but I kind of feel like this is the move of put him at receiver or put him at corner and make that the most of his focus and then have him play some receiver reps. I think might be the move, but yeah, either way, at least he's doing something well. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.